Hello guys, so how una day, una good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, depending on wherever it is you're watching us from. All right, so I don't bring us some of the evening news that are trending around the world regarding Arsenal. So let us begin. All right, so the first news of the evening are the fact say Fabrizio Romano will be one of our super transfer gurus don't come outside and let us know say Arsenal don't actually contact David Raya camp to discuss salary, to discuss how much are we going to pay you as an Arsenal goalkeeper. Get so that is what they are discussing as the deal between Brentford and Bayern Munich is dead, it's over, it's not resurrecting again. So as of now, the Arsenal and the guy they discussed, like talks are ongoing, according to Fabrizio Romano. They let us know. Now, coming to Thomas Frank, the coach of Brentford. So, Baba going to talk about this Arsenal's deal where Arsenal won't sign David Raya. So, he going to ask some questions for the media space, and I know say indirectly that Arsenal in the talk to. So Thomas Frank was of the opinion say David Raya gets 1 year left on his contract, which everybody knows. Now he's asking a player that has 1 year left on his contract, how much do you think will be his valuation if maybe somebody won't buy him? You got to talk say, you got to give some kind of background information. Can't talk say David Raya was arguably one of the top 4 goalkeepers in the EPL last season. So he can digress. You can talk say Arsenal bought Declan Rice that has 1 year left on his contract for how much? Was asking the journalist. I watched the video. Was asking them how much? How much they buying? 105 billion, right? Okay. Now Harry Kane, who has 1 year left on his contract, I think they're talking about 150 million, right? Because okay. Because them they are just asking for 40 million. Like I think the valuation of David Raya is 40 million. Yeah. So at least maybe Arsenal bring the money. Like I just like the man's transparency. Like it's not a difficult. If you watch Thomas Frank press conference in with De Zerbi, they are very open-minded. They only hide something. You just talk and down say what is them they expect? Like just 40 million. Like if Arsenal can pay 40 million, then the deal will be a simple deal. But one thing when they fail to understand, they say the likes of Declan Rice, they've actually won things. Like they are regarded as very high quality players. The likes of Harry Kane can change a match, but David Raya is a goalkeeper, so you cannot expect people to look at David Raya the same way when they look Declan Rice or the same way when they look a Harry Kane. So now what he need to understand. So that is why people like Bayern Munich offer loan. Tottenham Hotspur ran away from signing the guy for 40 million. Manchester United actually looked at David Raya before they go sign Onana. So these are some of the things we will look. So at the end of the day, how much do we think Arsenal will offer for this player? Now, talking about the amount we Arsenal will offer for this player, Daily Mail also going to do an expose. They now published a report going to talk say Arsenal initially want to offer 15 million pounds for David Raya. 15, 1 and 5. They want to offer it as a first offer. So that they go kickstart the negotiation ball. Everything will come and go. Now, if they offer that 15 million, according to Daily Mail reporters, they are saying even though Thomas Frank talks, so we need 40 million pounds from Arsenal, but they can still sell for 30 million if it comes in. And one thing where they're going to say they are at a loss. They are at a disadvantage because they have a player that doesn't want to play for them, that wants to leave, and then don't sign replacement, so don't they start to play for them for that preseason, which means they need this deal to go quickly. Making no waste time, because at the end of the day, if the guy stay there, who will lose? He will go out as a free agent. And David Raya also is not really pushing to leave. He won't be saying, if you want me to spend the remaining 1 year in my contract, I am ready to stay. All I know is I am not signing a contract extension. So make una decide. I am ready to honor my contracts, see it out, and move as a free. But Brentford don't want him to move as a free, which is why they went to sign their own replacements. Now they want to sell. So from Arsenal's standpoint, Arsenal and the player, according to Fabrizio Romano, they don't have any issue. Arsenal are discussing personal terms, and before you know, you go here say, okay, he has agreed personal terms. It will remain Arsenal and Brentford. And I am optimistic, say they will trash out a deal, maybe in the region of £25 million guaranteed fee, then the remaining will be in add-ons, because I don't see Arsenal giving this Brentford 40 million guaranteed fee. That one not possible yet. So let's just watch how everything will be finalized. So away from that, so Napoli don't appoint, Napoli gets SC Napoli don't appoint former Arsenal consultants, whether they call Moro Meluso as their sporting director. So immediately that happened, the guy came from Spezia. He left Arsenal to Spezia, then from Spezia to Napoli. Now, so many people now come they speculate, say, as this guy don't go here, does it mean that Kivichka Kavashela, I mean that guy name, they cut my tongue. I don't say I know the pronounce, like 1 million people don't correct me, so I know the pronounce. I beg, will I take like that? Kivichka Kavashela. So they come to speculate, say, Arsenal, since we say their own person, I don't be sporting director, maybe the negotiation will make sense for them to sign the player. Well, now what's the happen for the media space? It is trending on Twitter, so I think I just let you know. But me personally, I don't believe say Kravachela will fit come Arsenal. I don't think it will happen. But in football, you can never say never. Look at Dembele of Barca. Oh, they talk say the guy no go fit go PSG, this and that. Do you know that Dembele has accepted 5 years deal with PSG with like 6 hours to go? Because remember, I told you say Dembele moving to PSG is going to affect he gets, and I think Man City he gets, because Dembele get a clause for a contract which states he's going to be going for 50 million euros, and that clause is going to expire after today, like 31. Once we enter August 1st, that clause is gone, which means Dembele's fee jumps up to 100 million euros. Now, initially, we didn't think maybe Dembele no one go. After all, he was pledging his allegiance to Barcelona. As of today, breaking news: Fabrizio said Dembele has agreed 5 years deal. PSG don't write letter go give back and say Alpha will activate this guy clause. So Dembele himself, through his lawyers, have written a letter to Barca and say, I want to go to PSG because people don't understand. Say PSG don't tell Mbappe, say no, they their future. You know, follow them go preseason. For them, it's no longer their player. If at the end of the day Mbappe does not go, he will rot on the bench for 1 year. That is how bad the president Al Khalifi is angry at Mbappe. Say, even if you don't want to go, you go rot 1 year. You don't go play football. You go there for Benjamin. You go there. So they are ready to buy Dembele to replace Mbappe. So it is in Mbappe's interest to leave. Now, if Mbappe leaves, we now with the reason say we want to sign Ferran Torres before. Ferran Torres now no go won't come again because they're going to see space there for me to play. Don't forget that Man City also wants to go and sign a replacement for Mahrez, and they want to sign Rafinha. Rafinha himself no won't go again. So now this guy moving to PSG, it don't affect us. It don't affect Man City. So we need to look for somebody else in Kudus. People they ask me, CHUKS, what's the update for Kudus? As of now, when me are like this, there's no updates. Nobody knows anything. The only people why they say they gain momentum. Now maybe this Chelsea, because surprisingly, Chelsea is looking to buy Michael Olise from Crystal Palace and also buy Kudus. I don't understand where that is coming from. They already have Christopher Nkunku. They already have Noni Madueke. They have other players. So I don't know. They're just buying those people who just keep for nothing. Chelsea is not in Champions League. They're not in Europa League. They're not in UEFA Europa Conference League. They're just playing the league and domestic cups. What are you packing all these players for? Like, it is a no-brainer for me, but who knows? Now they get their money. So these are some of the variables where they're on the table. So I need to know how things are going. You get so not just to watch where everything will end. Now, away from that, surprisingly, it gets so our monitoring spirit they call courts offside. God come outside and let us know say Arsenal reportedly is set to make a late aggressive effort to hijack Djibril Sow. Djibril Sow is a player that plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He's a midfielder. He wanted to go to Lazio. So they say Arsenal is considering a late. My own confusion is, what are we using a midfielder to do again? I thought we already have all the midfielders we want. Or is there any internal discussion that one of our midfielders is leaving? Is Elneny leaving? Or is it Partey leaving? Who is leaving? Like, is that our problem now? We are supposed to be looking at a winger to complement Bukayo Saka and Nelson. Now you are telling me we want to go for Djibril Sow. So we could just monitor everything, because the things when we want to hear and I say, okay, we don't finish Kudus, so we don't sign Kudus, or we don't finish Raya. Raya also, I don't think any of us saw it coming. Like, We know say okay, Ramsey they do, you do normal, but none of us really saw it coming that Arsenal will be going for maybe David Raya to add competition to Ramsey. We don't see that one coming. Everybody everybody they check now. Alpha Kudus. When are we getting our winger? We need a winger to complement Saka. Now what do we define? So I don't understand this Gibriso news, but cut off side, they are a very, very reputable media house. So let's just see if that news go get seats by tomorrow and the coming days. Everything will be more and more clearer. So my dear Arsenal lovers, keep your fingers crossed and we'll monitor all this news as everything they go. So this is actually the evening news. So it's like come your way tomorrow as usual. That came out.